Hey everyone, today Abraham gets some unexpected visitors. Yahweh appeared to Abraham at the oaks of Mamre while he sat in the entrance of his tent in the day's heat. He looked up and suddenly saw three men standing near him. As soon as he saw them, he ran from his tent to greet them and he bowed deeply. He said, "Sirs, if you would be so kind, don't pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought so you may wash your feet and refresh yourselves under the tree. Let me offer you a little bread so that you will feel stronger, and after that you may leave your servant and go on your way, since you have visited your servant." They responded, "Fine, do as you have said." Then Abraham took butter and milk and the calf that had been prepared, and he put the food in front of them and stood under the tree next to them as they ate. Then one said, "I will definitely return to you at this time next year, and then your wife Sarah will have a son." So this is one of these very interesting, kind of mysterious stories where we see the Lord appearing as three people. And it mysteriously goes back and forth using, like singular him versus they, about who this is. Is it angels? Is this the Trinity? In fact, there's even famous artwork that thinks of it in this way, right? It's called the Trinity, but it's this story here of the angels or the Lord visiting Abraham. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter because either way, Abraham in the story just sees them as three strangers. He doesn't realize at first who this is, even though some translations may say Lord. That's just like saying sirs, as we heard here. And so what Abraham does is displays this radical hospitality. You didn't read all of the details, but there's a huge amount of bread. He slaughters an entire cow for 3 or 4 people, which is a little bit overboard. But that's what hospitality ideally looks like. I mean, how do we usually use that word? We have a whole industry that we refer to as the hospitality industry. But that's hotels and all these things that, we go to and pay money so that we can be treated nice. Or we think of hospitality as when we invite our friends over to our house, which is a great thing. We love doing that. But in the ancient world, it was a little bit different. There was much more of a need for it. They didn't have very many inns. There wasn't fast food, and so you would depend on the kindness of strangers. How do you treat those that you don't need? Often we're showing favor to those that can help us, but that's really just self-interest. How inhospitable are we to people that have nothing to offer us or people that are different? That's going to be a theme that comes up in the story of Sodom soon. Now, eventually it's revealed who Abraham's visitors are, and we get finally a specific timeline of when baby Isaac is showing up. But again, that's not why Abraham showed them the kindness. True godly hospitality is given to strangers. It's given to the weak. It's given to those on the margins. Jesus himself says that when you throw a banquet, when you have a party, don't invite people that can pay you back. Invite those that can't. It's all about, as I've said before, widening the circle of affection, that we don't just show kindness to our friends and family, to our kin, to our kind of people, but maybe if we can welcome the stranger, we too might encounter God.